Part 11, Finale. The Empire of Frostreach now decides to attempt to do the ritual to create the true sacred relic by transforming the core sacred relic into it in a ritual using all of the other sacred relics and sacred artifacts, and thus, the attempted ritual is began. The ceremony takes place at the center of the Empire, in a great, snow-covered clearing surrounded by ancient, towering trees. At the center of the clearing stands a massive obsidian altar, its icy surface gleaming in the pale moonlight. Around the altar, priests and nobles dressed in flowing robes of ice and snow gather, their breath misting in the frigid air. The High Priest of Frostreach, adorned in regal finery and wearing a crown of glittering ice, steps forward. In his hands, he holds the core sacred relic, its glow intense as a beacon in the darkness. As the other sacred relics and artifacts float toward the altar, their orbs of light spinning in perfect harmony, the priest begins the ancient chant. The words are ancient and arcane, their meaning long lost to time, but their power is undeniable. The air around the altar crackles with energy as the ritual reaches its climax. The neo-humans, standing witness to this awe-inspiring display of magic and might, feel a shiver of reverence run down their spines. The priest places the core sacred relic atop the altar, its glow intensifying until it seems to be the very heart of the world. With a dramatic flourish, he brings the other relics and artifacts together, forming a circle around the core. The final words of the ancient chant echo through the clearing, seeming to resonate with the very fabric of reality. A blinding flash of light fills the sky, momentarily washing out the stars. When the light fades, the observers are left gazing in wonder at the new creation, the true sacred relic. It floats above the altar, its glow now surpassing that of the other artifacts, its power undeniable. The Empire of Frostreach has successfully completed the ritual, and the true sacred relic now exists in their realm. Emperor Aldrich now picks up the true sacred relic, knowing that he is the only one who can now destroy the Dark Emperor. The army of the Empire of Frostreach marches eastward, led by the Emperor and High Priest, determined to face the Dark Emperor and put an end to his reign of terror. They journey through treacherous mountain passes, across vast deserts, and across frozen tundras, always guided by the ethereal glow of the true sacred relic. The state of Alabama, under the control of the Dark Emperor, is suddenly struck by an alien invasion. The neo-humans of Frostreach and California, alarmed by the news, spring into action. They realize that the Empire of Sinheaven, distracted by its recent advancements in energy weapons technology, may not be able to offer much assistance in repelling the invaders. They decide to mount a two-pronged attack on the alien forces, hoping to drive them back before they can establish a foothold in the United States. Meanwhile, the Empire of Sinheaven, despite its preoccupations, sends a small contingent of its most advanced soldiers to aid in the effort. Equipped with the life-saving nanotech armor and energy weapons, they are a formidable fighting force. As they arrive at the scene of the battle, they are awestruck by the scale of the conflict. Alien ships fill the skies, pouring countless numbers of soldiers onto the ground below. The air is thick with the sounds of explosions and the screams of the wounded. The neo-humans of Frostreach and California quickly coordinate their efforts, using their advanced energy weapons to take down the alien ships from afar while their soldiers engage the enemy on the ground. The aliens, however, prove to be a formidable foe, displaying advanced technology and strange abilities that the human forces have never encountered before. The battle rages on for days, with neither side gaining a clear advantage. Meanwhile, the small contingent of soldiers from the Empire of Sinheaven undergo an intense training program, learning to harness the full potential of their energy weapons and nanotech armor. They are eager to join the fray, but their superiors insist that they must wait for the right opportunity to make a difference. Finally, they are given the signal to engage, and they charge into the heart of the battle, using their advanced technology to turn the tide of the conflict. The neo-humans of Frostreach and California, who have been fighting valiantly but are beginning to suffer heavy casualties, are overjoyed when they see the reinforcements arrive. The soldiers from Sinheaven quickly form a cohesive unit, working seamlessly with their allies to push back the alien forces. Their energy weapons prove to be particularly effective against the aliens' armored exoskeletons, while their self-healing nanotech armor allows them to absorb the aliens' powerful energy attacks with ease. As the battle reaches its climax, the combined forces of the Neo-Humans and the Empire of Sunhaven manage to gain the upper hand. The aliens, realizing that they cannot win, begin to retreat, launching a desperate last-ditch effort to destroy as much as possible before they are forced to abandon their invasion. The skies fill with explosions as the aliens destroy their remaining ships, while their ground forces launch a wave of suicidal attacks against the human defenders. The soldiers of Sunhaven find themselves at the center of the chaos, their advanced energy weapons and nanotech armor allowing them to hold the line against the tide of alien soldiers. They form a tightly knit group, their discipline and training shining through in the midst of the confusion. The Neo-Humans, impressed by their bravery and skill, begin to see them less as outsiders and more as allies in this common struggle. The Empire of Sunhaven decides to attempt to contact and establish diplomatic relations with the alien invaders to learn more about their technology. The Neo-Humans of Frostreach and California, impressed by the soldiers from Sunhaven, begin to collaborate with them more closely on other projects, including energy weapons research and nanotechnology development. The Empire of Frostreach decides to attempt to repeat the ancient God Emperor ritual once done on Emperor Marcus Aurelius, now onto his ancestor, their Emperor Aldrich, using the true sacred relic, the Ice Elemental, the Ice Trolls, the Frost Giants, Icefang the Ice Dragon, Lady Winter, Merlin, the Amulet of Yender, Governor-General Sorin, the Lich King, the Storm Dragon, restored back to his formed landscape-shaping form as the Storm Leviathan, the undead druids of Broceliande and their leader Archdruid Malthus, the Avatar of the Waves, the Avatar of the Winds, the Avatar of the Dragonflight, the Neo-Humans, and the Dimensional Rift to attempt to perform the God Emperor ritual. The preparations take months, as the necessary pieces of the puzzle are gathered and assembled. The Ice Elemental, once freed from its millennia-long imprisonment, is awed by the power that now courses through its icy veins. The Frost Giants and Ice Trolls, creatures of ancient legend, are reborn into a world they thought long gone. Icefang the Ice Dragon, long thought to be nothing more than a myth, stirs from its slumber, its icy breath cleansing the land. Lady Winter, once a worthy enemy of the Empire, but now part of it. The day of the ritual finally arrives, and the procession begins. Emperor Aldrich stands atop a dais, surrounded by his most trusted advisors and generals. The Lich King, clad in his undead armor, wields the Amulet of Yender with unholy glee. Governor-General Sorin, his face etched with worry, looks on, unsure of what the future holds. The Storm Dragon, restored to its true form as the Storm Leviathan, soars through the sky, its presence a testament to the power that is about to be unleashed. The Ice Elemental, Frost Giants, and Ice Trolls form a circle around the dais, their icy breath creating a shroud of mist that obscures the world beyond. Merlin, the ancient wizard, begins to chant, his voice rising above the wind and the thunder. The Neo-Humans of Frostreach and California, their minds linked by the dimensional rift, focus their collective energy on the ritual, adding their power to the cacophony of sound. The Avatar of the Waves, the Avatar of the Winds, and the Avatar of the Dragonflight, each a manifestation of the primal forces of nature, stand ready to lend their might to the ceremony. The undead druids of Broceliande, led by Archdruid Malthus, dance a macabre dance around the edge of the circle, their skeletal forms swaying to the rhythm of the magic. The ceremony reaches its climax as Merlin, his voice cracking with the effort, chants the final words of the incantation. A blinding flash of light fills the sky, and a thunderous boom shakes the very foundations of the world. When the light fades, Emperor Aldrich stands before them, transformed. His skin has taken on an icy sheen, his eyes glow with an otherworldly light, and his posture radiates power and authority. The Frost Giants and Ice Trolls bow their heads in submission, while Icefang the Ice Dragon circles overhead, its presence a testament to Aldrich's newfound dominance over the elements. And then, to conclude the ritual, all of those involved in it are fused with Emperor Aldrich to now transform him into God Emperor Aldrich. The Frost Giants, the Ice Trolls, Ice-Ethan the Ice Dragon, Lady Winter, Merlin, the Lich King, the Amulet of Yender, Governor-General Sorin, the Storm Dragon, the Undead Druids of Broceliande and their leader Archdruid Malthus, the Avatar of the Waves, the Avatar of the Winds, the Avatar of the Dragonflight, the Neo-Humans, and the Dimensional Rift, are all incorporated into Aldrich's body, becoming one with him. Their essences, their powers, their beings, all fuse together, elevating Aldrich to a status beyond mortal. And they still have physical forms, but they are amplified immensely by the fusion. God Emperor Aldrich then looks down at the now godly Amulet of Yender around his neck and the true divine relic which has now evolved into the godly divine relic in his hands, ready to now carry the legacy of his ancestor. In Megakota, the capital state of the Empire of Frostreach, the previous God Emperor, Marcus Aurelius, returns following the ascending of the Emperor of Frostreach, Emperor Aldrich, into God Emperor Aldrich. The reunion between Marcus Aurelius and Aldrich is a somber one. They embrace each other, Marcus Aurelius whispering words of wisdom into Aldrich's ear. They speak of the great responsibility that comes with their power, of the need to balance strength with compassion. As they converse, the people of Megakota look on, their eyes filled with awe and respect for these two divine beings who have shaped their world. The reunification of the two states has caused much celebration and joy among the citizens of the empire. The new God Emperor, Aldrich, has proven to be a wise and benevolent ruler, guiding the empire through the aftermath of the alien invasion with grace and strength. The people of the empire, Neo-Human and Terran alike, look to the future with hope and optimism. The Empire of Sunhaven immediately proceeds to attempt diplomatic negotiations with God Emperor Marcus Aurelius. The Neo-Humans of California, Frostreach, and Sunhaven, now more united than ever, continue to work together on joint projects, sharing their knowledge and resources to further advance their societies. The Empire of Frostreach then has their two God Emperors, God Emperor Aldrich, and God Emperor Marcus Aurelius, go and attempt to destroy the Dark Emperor in Alabama. The two God Emperors and their forces arrive in Alabama, where they confront the Dark Emperor and his army of undead and demonic creatures. The battle that ensues is unlike any other, as the forces of good and evil clash on a scale never before seen. God Emperor Aldrich and God Emperor Marcus Aurelius unleash their godly powers upon the Dark Emperor, while their armies fight valiantly on the ground. The skies are filled with the roar of dragons and the cries of battle, as Ice-Ethan and the Storm Dragon soar through the air, their icy breath and lightning claws striking down enemies on both sides. Or, more accurately, the two God Emperors literally snap the Dark Emperor out of existence with very little effort. The Dark Emperor's power was great, but it was not infinite. The combined might of God Emperor Aldrich and God Emperor Marcus Aurelius was too much for him to bear. With a crack of thunder and a flash of light, the Dark Emperor ceased to exist, his essence consumed by the overwhelming divine power that had been brought against him. His army of undead and demons, deprived of their master's guidance, crumpled before the onslaught of the two God Emperors and their loyal forces. The Empire of Sunhaven then decides to consolidate their power. The Neo-Humans of California, Frostreach, and Sunhaven, now more united than ever, continue to work together on joint projects, sharing their knowledge and resources to further advance their societies. They establish a new interstellar research and development consortium called the Golden Alliance to focus on developing new technologies that will help them defend against future threats and ensure the continued progress and prosperity of their civilizations.